let's talk about a small claim court, basically civil lawsuit in particular. Now, before I dig into the story, I want to give you why you need to bring civil action against a person or business. So, the average Joe, you know, in your lifetime, we're gonna deal with businesses, people, contract, negotiation, agreement. That's pretty much the everyday life that we do. In my business, particularly, I deal with tenants, property owner, business owners, landlords, and owners who want to do a service in particular, but um, the other parties are not to honor the agreement or something happened with the violation of the law. Normally, when that happens, my recommendation is I would say bring a small claim court. Now, before we begin, you gotta have good evidence, good cause before you do this. And this is like a DIY, what it called, do yourself or DIY, DIY. Why is that? Because here's the thing about our everyday business activities, like if people don't sue, company will not respect you. And you hear the story, like people, they get run over by property management company. They have powerful lawyers, and you just small fish, right? So one of the good thing about the legal system is that you have the small claim court, and this is a claim below $10,000 and below. Now, do you need a lawyer? I would not recommend using a lawyer, because one of the benefit of a civil suit is like the way you can do this is there's no guideline. It's pretty much what you have, what the other parties have, and what evidence you have, and pretty much that's it. And sometimes it's a clear violation, but sometimes folks don't wanna sue them because the thing is cost too much money. The thing is gonna not do anything, gonna or not benefit at all, or just basically be waste of time. But here's exactly why you need to bring a civil suit when you being wrongdoing about a party, a business, a partner, or anybody that you feel betrayed that they don't honor the agreement. Is that by you bringing a voice to other people who cannot sue them. A lot of folks, believe it or not, don't like to be confrontational, and I get it. And they in my even my business, when I deal with people, when I do this guidance recommendation about you have potential to bring legal action to these people. Most of the time, they don't want to do this because they don't want to show that, oh, they're mean, bully. But here's the reality: the business world is a predatory industry. There are so many businesses who do shady, bad practices. That's why I like to represent tenants or clients when I do business, because I know their predatory behavior. In commercial real estate specifically, it's pretty much no man's land. If you go with no arsenal or no specific educational, then you can get a bad contract that will cost you a lot of money to get out. So civil suit is a great tool to use when you need to make a point. It pretty much you show respect. You show that you're not somebody who can drag it to the sand. And basically, you want to make a point to this business that's not okay what they're doing. When when can you do this? This is a big question. One thing you have to read, and I would recommend, is called the Nevada Rule of Civil Procedure. This pretty much is the foundation of how the civil court work. Um, I will make a video later on explain step by step what you can do, where you can do yourself. Now, like I said, this is not legal advice. I'm not a lawyer. I just want to bring a point that when you feel wrongdoing, the best way to you to voice your concern is bring a civil action against a business, a person, a partner, or a friend, whoever fuck you over. That's pretty much the point of the video. If you don't do this, I promise you, people will run you over. They will not respect you. They think that you are just a fish who not take action, and they're gonna push you. In poker, I don't know you play poker, but in poker, um, there's an aggressive player and what we call a nit. The nit is like the square player. In poker, you win by being the aggressor, and you do it in the legal way. You don't go by throwing hands. Even though sometimes we want to do that, but anyway, that's really for this time. If you have any question, I will post more about this, civil procedure, because I feel that it's not a lot of content, and other folks they feel blinded because most lawyers, I'm not saying lawyers are great, but most of them just scammer. Like I said, if you have a claim below $10,000, you do yourself, and I'm gonna show you exactly. Like I said, this is like DUI professional, and the court will love you.